Believe it or not, when she doesn't call you, when she doesn't message you back for hours, days, weeks, it's not because she lost her phone. It's not because she's just busy. And no, it's not because she forgot. It means something. And if you don't understand what that silence really means, you'll end up chasing ghosts, while she watches you fall apart from a distance. That phone that used to bring excitement now breeds anxiety. Every unread message becomes a knot in your stomach, and that is not where you're meant to live. When a woman goes silent, it's rarely just silence. It's almost always communication. She's speaking in absence, in delay, in distance, and you have to learn to listen with your awareness, not your anxiety. She may be testing your self-control. She may be creating space to see if you collapse into it with neediness. The moment you start reacting, double texting, stalking her socials, over-explaining yourself, you've already lost your frame. You've told her that your peace depends on her presence. And that's not love. That's dependency dressed up as romance. The Stoic man doesn't play that game. He doesn't rush to fill the silence with emotion. He allows it to exist. Because in that quiet, in that space, something incredible happens. Clarity. Sometimes she pulls back not because she's leaving, but to observe what you'll do when she's gone. This is where most men fail. They panic, they text too much, they try to joke their way back in, they try to explain. They act like boys looking for mommy's attention. But the high-value man doesn't chase. He doesn't fold under the weight of uncertainty. He stands still. And that stillness, it creates gravity. She feels it. She senses it. And it draws her back, if she's real. Women don't respect men who seek constant reassurance. They respect men who live with conviction. The man who stays grounded even when the wind of silence blows hardest. That's the man who earns her awe, not just her attention. Here's something most men never realize. Sometimes, her silence isn't even about you. It's about her guilt, her confusion, her fear, and she's hoping you'll be the one to walk away so she doesn't have to carry the shame of doing it. That's why she fades instead of communicates. It allows her to keep her image clean, to say, well, he stopped caring. She doesn't want confrontation. She wants a quiet exit. So, she lets time do the talking. But here's what a Stoic man understands. Closure is internal. It's not something she gives you. It's something you choose. If she ghosts, let her. But never let her ghost with your dignity. Don't become emotional debris she steps over. Detach with quiet strength. Don't demand a goodbye. Be the goodbye. Her silence will feel like a vacuum at first, until you realize it's freedom. The moment she stops responding, you gain back your energy, your direction, and your dominance. Stop checking the phone. Start checking yourself. And yet, silence isn't always the end. Sometimes, it's a soft pivot. You're still in the picture, but she's auditioning others. Let's call it what it is. Modern dating allows her to juggle attention. She's swiping, flirting, testing, and keeping you on standby, just in case the others don't work out. You're not in a relationship. You're in a rotation. If you accept this, you become emotional insurance. The guy she calls when the other guy doesn't answer. The backup plan dressed as a just in case. But the Stoic man doesn't tolerate being an option. He doesn't fight for a seat at a table where he should be the main course. You don't compete with men for her time. You compete with your past self, for your future. Let her compare. Let her explore. If she sees what's out there and still walks away, she was never yours to begin with. And if she circles back, that's not always a compliment. Sometimes it's just confirmation that her options ran out. Be wise enough to know the difference. There's something else her silence reveals. It shows you exactly where you still need healing. Why does silence hurt you so much? Why does it pull you into overthinking, over-texting, or even begging? Because on some level, you still believe that love is something you must earn. That you're only valuable if someone is constantly proving it to you. That mindset is poison. And her silence? It's the mirror showing you where it still lives inside you. Use it. Let that quiet space force you to confront the fears you keep hiding behind your charm. Because once you master being alone with your thoughts, no woman's silence can disturb you. In fact, it becomes your signal to level up. Use that silence to rebuild, recalibrate, reconnect with your core, refine your discipline. Instead of scrolling through her profile, scroll through your goals. Instead of wondering if she's thinking about you, become the man everyone thinks about. Here's a powerful truth. When she goes silent and you grow louder in purpose, That silence becomes a soundtrack to your success. Let her wonder, what happened to him? Why isn't he chasing? Did he move on? Yes, you moved on to something bigger, yourself. Funny how silence flips. It starts with her control and ends in your transformation. But what if the silence never ends? What if she never texts again? What if she's really gone? Good, let her go. Because the man who fears silence stays small, but the man who embraces it becomes unstoppable. Every woman who ghosts you is another opportunity to ghost your weakness, your indecision, and your emotional addiction to approval. You don't need her to return. You need you to return. To your fire, your direction, your edge. This is what Stoic dating is all about. Let go of needing her words. Let go of needing her attention. Let go of needing her validation. You don't need closure. You need clarity. The only closure you ever need is the sound of your own footsteps walking toward a better life. The most powerful thing a man can say is nothing. Not in arrogance, not in passive aggression, but in peace. And here's the twist. Sometimes, silence is the most unforgettable thing you can leave behind. Long after your texts are deleted and your name fades from her memory, your silence remains, echoing in the places where her games used to live. It will haunt her, not because you were cruel, but because you were calm. That's what makes a man magnetic. That's what keeps her up at night. Not your words, not your flowers, not your effort, your stillness. So, from now on, don't see silence as an absence. See it as an invitation, not to chase her, but to chase your calling, not to fix her, but to fix your focus, and not to win her back, but to win your power back. The man who can sit in silence and still smile, that's the man no one forgets. That's the man women regret losing, and that's the man you're becoming. If this video lit something inside you, if you're tired of feeling powerless, tired of guessing what she means, and ready to live like a man of clarity, discipline, and unshakable strength, then hit that subscribe button right now. This channel is for men who are done chasing, done waiting, done over-explaining. It's for men who don't just survive heartbreak, but build empires from it. Drop your thoughts or your story in the comments. I read every single one. And if you want to go deeper into how silence, detachment, and Stoic dating philosophy can shape your entire life, watch the next video on screen now. Until then, stay calm, stay grounded, and remember, her silence was never your enemy. It was your awakening.